Most women overlook a hidden power, one that has nothing to do with looks, the perfect words, or playing mind games. This power? Detachment. A woman who knows her worth, who stands firm in her own energy, and who pours in her own life and growth, creates something irresistible. Men are drawn to her effortlessly. Why? Because confidence is magnetic and independence is intoxicating. The moment you stop chasing, stop overgiving, and start prioritizing yourself, you shift into a different league. You don't just attract attention, you command it. And today, we're diving into exactly why this works, and more importantly, how you can step into that power starting now. What is detachment? Detachment is one of the most powerful yet underrated traits a woman can develop. It's not about being cold, uninterested, or distant. It's about emotional independence, the ability to be fully present in your own life, secure in who you are, without depending on external validation to feel worthy. When a woman masters detachment, she naturally shifts into a position of power, and that shift is something men, and people in general, can't ignore. Men are drawn to women who have their own sense of fulfillment. The reason is simple. Neediness repels, while self-sufficiency attracts. When someone is overly invested in another person's attention, approval, or presence, it creates pressure, and pressure kills attraction. On the other hand, when a woman is focused on her own life, her own goals, and her own happiness, she radiates a different kind of energy, one that is confident, effortless, and highly desirable. Why chasing destroys attraction? Think about the times you've wanted something too much, whether it was a relationship, a job, or a specific outcome. The more you clung to it, the more elusive it became. That's because desperation disrupts the natural flow of attraction. The same principle applies to relationships. When a woman chases, overgives, or makes a man the center of her universe, she unknowingly creates an imbalance. But when she steps back, when she prioritizes herself, she becomes the kind of woman who is naturally respected and pursued. Men are wired to value what they must earn. This isn't about playing games or manipulating anyone. It's about understanding human nature. When something is too readily available, it loses value. When a woman embodies detachment, she isn't waiting for a man to validate her or complete her. She is whole on her own. And that wholeness is what makes her so compelling. She's not easily swayed by attention because she already values herself. She's not afraid of losing someone because she knows she'll be fine either way. This mindset creates a deep subconscious pull that men can't resist. The inner peace that comes with detachment also brings peace. Instead of constantly analyzing texts, seeking reassurance, or worrying about where things are going, a detached woman moves with certainty. She trusts that the right person will choose her without force. And if they don't, she doesn't take it personally. She understands that walking away from the wrong energy creates space for the right one. This kind of self-assurance sets a completely different tone in any interaction. Ultimately, detachment is about recognizing your own value so deeply that you never feel the need to convince anyone else of it. It's a quiet strength, an unshakable presence. And when a woman embodies this, she doesn't just attract men. She attracts respect, admiration, and the kind of relationships where she is truly valued. Confidence. The magnetic force of attraction. Confidence is one of the most powerful forces of attraction, and it has nothing to do with looks, status, or external factors. It's an energy, a presence, a way of carrying yourself that signals to the world and to men that you know exactly who you are and what you bring to the table. Confidence is magnetic because it radiates strength, security, and self-worth, qualities that naturally draw people in. At its core, confidence is about trust, trusting yourself, your decisions, and your value. A confident woman doesn't seek validation from others because she already validates herself. She doesn't beg for attention or approval because she knows she's enough, whether someone sees it or not. And that self-assurance creates an irresistible pull. How confidence shifts the dynamic. People, especially men, are drawn to those who exude certainty. When you walk into a room believing you belong, people believe it too. When you interact with others from a place of ease and self-respect, they can't help but respect you in return. Men are especially sensitive to confidence because it signals security. A woman who is confident in herself isn't looking for someone to complete her. She's looking for someone to complement her. This shifts the dynamic from one of neediness to one of choice. And choice is powerful. A confident woman chooses who she allows in her life, rather than waiting to be chosen. She sets standards, not because she's difficult, but because she values herself enough to only accept what aligns with her worth. This makes her stand out in a world where many people are willing to settle just to feel wanted. How confidence transforms communication. Confidence also changes the way you communicate. A woman who is secure in herself doesn't second-guess everything she says. She speaks with clarity, without over-explaining, apologizing unnecessarily, or downplaying her opinions. She knows that her voice matters. She also knows that silence is powerful, that she doesn't need to fill every moment with words to be valuable. This kind of presence leaves an impact. It makes people lean in, pay attention, and respect what she has to say. The unspoken language of confidence. Another key aspect of confidence is body language. Before you even speak, your energy speaks for you. A confident woman moves with intention. She makes eye contact, stands tall, and takes up space. She doesn't shrink herself to make others comfortable. She owns her presence, and that unspoken language is often more powerful than words. Men pick up on it immediately. It signals that she's not desperate for approval. She's simply existing in her own power. And that makes her fascinating. True confidence, beyond arrogance and perfection. True confidence isn't about arrogance or perfection. It's about embracing yourself fully, flaws and all, and knowing you are still worthy. It's about not being afraid to walk away from situations that don't serve you because you trust that something better is ahead. When a woman embodies this level of self-assurance, she doesn't just attract men, she attracts the right kind of men. The ones who see her worth, respect her boundaries, and are drawn to her, not because she needs them, but because she is already whole on her own. Stop chasing, start attracting. The shift that changes everything. When a woman stops chasing and starts attracting, everything shifts. The dynamic changes from one of desperation to one of power. Too often, women are conditioned to believe they must put in all the effort, text, first prove their worth, overgive, constantly seek validation, just to keep a man's attention. But this approach only pushes men away. Why chasing kills attraction? The truth is, attraction works best when it flows naturally, without force. The moment you stop chasing, you allow real attraction to take place. Chasing is rooted in fear, the fear of losing someone, not being enough, things falling apart if you don't do all the work. But here's the reality. If you have to chase something to keep it, it was never truly meant for you. Healthy relationships don't require endless pursuit from one side. They require balance. The energy you project when you chase. When a woman chases, she unknowingly communicates that she sees herself as less valuable, as if she has to work to be chosen. And men pick up on that energy. They don't respect what is too easily available. It's human nature. People value what they have to earn. Attracting versus chasing. The key difference: attracting, on the other hand, is about standing firm in your self-worth. It's about knowing that you bring value just by being you. You don't have to convince anyone of it. You just have to embody it. This means focusing on your own life, passions, and growth. When you are genuinely engaged in your own happiness, you become magnetic. Your energy is lighter, your confidence is stronger, and men can sense that you are not desperate for their validation. And this makes them more interested, not less. Why independence is so attractive: men are naturally drawn to women who don't make them the center of their world. A woman who is happy on her own, who has a fulfilling life outside of a relationship, creates mystery and intrigue. She isn't predictable. She isn't waiting by the phone. She isn't over-explaining, over-texting, or over-analyzing. Instead, she is simply living her best life. And in doing so, she creates a pull that is impossible to ignore. This is not about playing games. This is not about manipulation. It's not about making someone jealous or trying to be unavailable on purpose. It's about understanding energy. When a woman pulls back and focuses on herself, it creates space. And in that space, a man is given the opportunity to step up, pursue, invest. If he doesn't, then she knows he was never really meant for her. But if he does, it's because he truly wants to, not because he was pressured or chased into it. The power of self-respect in attraction, attracting rather than chasing, is about embodying self-respect. It's about allowing what is meant for you to come naturally, rather than forcing something that was never aligned. It's about realizing that love, real love, is not about proving yourself to someone. It's about two people mutually recognizing each other's value. And the moment you embrace this mindset, you stop feeling anxious about relationships and start enjoying the effortless power of being authentically you. Stepping into your power, owning your self-worth, the energy of self-worth, is one of the most powerful forces a woman can cultivate. It influences every aspect of her life, how she carries herself, how she sets boundaries, how she interacts with others, and most importantly, how she allows herself to be treated. When a woman deeply understands her worth, she stops settling for anything less than she deserves. She no longer begs for attention, tolerates disrespect, compromises her standards just to keep someone around. Instead, she moves with certainty, knowing that she brings value simply by being herself. Self-worth is not arrogance. It's ownership. Self-worth isn't about arrogance. It isn't about thinking you're better than others. It is about recognizing your own intrinsic value and refusing to accept anything that contradicts it. When a woman embodies this energy, she doesn't need to prove herself. She knows she is enough, whether someone acknowledges it or not. This kind of quiet confidence is intoxicating. Men are drawn to it because it signals security, emotional stability, a deep sense of self-respect. A woman with high self-worth doesn't play games or engage in drama because she has nothing to prove. She's already complete on her own. The way you carry yourself reflects your worth. A woman's self-worth is visible before she even speaks. She walks into a room with her head held high. She makes eye contact. She owns her space, her opinions, and her presence. She does not shrink herself to make others comfortable. She does not seek approval in every interaction. And that energy, it's naturally attractive because people, especially men, are drawn to those who exude confidence, self-assurance, inner security. It makes them curious. It makes them respect her. It makes them want to be around her. Why boundaries are a reflection of your value. Boundaries are another crucial aspect of self-worth. A woman who knows her value does not allow mistreatment, manipulation, inconsistency. She does not tolerate half-hearted effort, emotional unavailability, disrespect. Instead, she sets clear standards and expects them to be met, not because she's difficult, but because she respects herself too much to accept less. And when a woman operates from this place of self-worth, men respond differently. They see that she cannot be swayed by empty words, shallow gestures. They realize they must show up with real effort, with consistency, if they want to be in her life. The most powerful move, walking away when needed, the ultimate sign of self-worth, the ability to walk away when something does not align. A woman who understands her value does not cling to relationships out of fear, desperation, loneliness. She trusts that what is meant for her will never require her to beg, chase, lower her standards. She knows that letting go of the wrong energy makes space for the right one. And this unshakable faith in herself, that's what makes her truly irresistible. The final shift, stepping into your power. At the end of the day, the most powerful thing a woman can do is recognize her own worth and stand firmly in it. When you detach from needing external validation, stop chasing, and start attracting, embody confidence and self-respect, everything shifts. You no longer waste energy on proving your value. You simply know it. And that knowing, that's what makes you irresistible. Men, and people in general, are drawn to those who carry themselves with certainty. They're captivated by a woman who is whole on her own, who isn't afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve her, who radiates the kind of confidence that comes from deep self-love. When you step into your power, you don't just attract attention, you command respect. You don't just find love, you invite the kind of love that is worthy of you. So if you take anything away from this, let it be this: you are already enough. You never have to beg, chase, or compromise to be chosen. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right relationships will flow to you effortlessly when you fully embrace who you are. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth and start embodying it, you become truly unstoppable.